your beloved person, your desired partner, has made statements towards you that have hurt you, that have disappointed you. And it might have happened multiple times, perhaps even going back and forth. And you ask yourself the question, Hofu, does he regret the whole thing? Does he regret it? Does he still think about it? What he did to me, or that he rejected me? Exactly what he did to you, be it in words or actions, that he simply went to someone else, for example, wasn't honest with you, or also made accusations against you. Let's take a look at that now. The question occupies you and you want to know, does he regret the whole thing, or does it completely pass him by? Let's take a look at that now. Dear ones, a very, very warm hello to all of you. You know, we are in the collective. Person cards are gender neutral. This is your counterpart, both male and female. And the question also came from a collective, or rather from the collective. The question was in the comments. And you know, you are very, very welcome to keep asking questions for the collective. And first of all, a very warm hello, a wonderful hug to you, because you are wonderful. Every single one of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your kindness in the comments. And thank you for your trust, which you show me time and again. Whether in personal readings, which I always greatly appreciate, your trust. And also here in the videos, in the comments. And I would say, let's get started. But first, I'm sending you lots and lots of light and love. And lots of positive energy and feelings of happiness. So, let's take a look at your counterpart. Does he regret it? Is he aware of it? Or will he become aware of it? Or does he not care at all? Let's take a look at that now. All right, it's off to a good start. We have the Emperor. Yes, there it is. This, we have control here. That's his own issue. Maybe also a certain inflexibility for himself, or what he sometimes shows, a bit inflexible. It could also be that in your direction he wasn't flexible, but rather wanted to maintain control. And this dominance that he also showed, and that was his own structure, which he repeatedly had. And maybe it was also like this, maybe he wanted to avoid responsibility to some extent. This is a topic here, I'm curious about it. Responsibility is already indicated here. What exactly? It shows what's going on inside, what's exactly happening. So then we already have the cups. We have 2 of cups. And it already shows that he is currently dealing with an inner conflict. It's about the connection. It's about a connection, but also about the car connection with you. And he is in that area. Let's see what's still struggling here after this card. Let's take a look. You know, we will definitely get clarity here. We always go in depth. But there it is. Maybe it's also about a break. A break in your direction conflict. Basically, I have him completely, yes, also myself. It also moves in such a doubtful way. Something, the connection, something is still there. An attraction that is also shown. And there is this where he can't quite go along with it yet. This may be also approaching each other, approaching you again. He couldn't do it either. Really approaching you. He always showed you something different here. So then we have the cups again. 2 of cups, beautiful. So 3 of cups, 2 of cups. We can really see an attraction here. And basically, I also see him as lonely, lying here. Maybe it's a bit like this. The independence that he always showed you, and that he or she then didn't want to take on the responsibility, wanted to remain independent. But somehow this independence, this responsibility seems to be really an issue for him or her. And there, you can see the withdrawal, but it's not really conforming. He or she can't really go along with the withdrawal either. Whether it was a friendship between you where something was developing, or you were already in a relationship and then moved into the friend zone, or that there's nothing left at all, but always these feelings of guilt directed towards you because he or she really has an issue with themselves. But what exactly it is, and especially whether he regrets it, let's take a look now. I mean, the beginning already looks quite good because we already have movement here, the conflict, the movement to overcome it as well. But how exactly? Because here is emotions are also shown, feelings, emotions that are still being suppressed. Let's take a look. Well, let me put it this way. He has a really big issue with himself. And you're right in the middle of it, not just on the sidelines. Yes, we actually already have quite a clear picture. We are at the question. Does he regret the whole thing? What's really going on there? So, if we take a closer look at the whole thing here, it shows with him or with me that he dealt with the way she did. Yes, we really have here as well. This harshness, at times also impulsive reactions, coldness. Coldness, repeatedly there was this wave of coldness, which of course disappointed you, which pushed you away. There was this trust somehow. You might not have been able to fully trust it at times because something was always there repeatedly. The coldness, your impulsive reactions, activities, maybe also outside activities where you think, what's going on now again? Because you actually always felt complete warmth. You offered closeness, but you were always a bit unsure. Yet you were or are sure of your feelings towards him. But it still always kind of swept you away a bit. That can really be the case. What he here, then occasionally, or it could also be, or every now and then, contact with someone else. Also we have a connection here. We are in the collective. It can't be 100% accurate for everyone or apply one-to-one. Please transform the person into cards or also situations. If there's something here where you say, no, there was no other woman, another man, then you can leave that out. As I said, we are in the collective, but it is shown for him or her that they have been deceiving themselves. We have very intense past issues lying with him or her here. Past issues where he has also deceived himself, held on to things. Always this strict factor. It has to be like this. Such old behavior. It must really be very strong there. And he always made the decision not to engage in this stable, committed thing. Maybe up to a certain degree or for a certain time. And then he always brought in a break here and let it go again. But he showed you something completely different on the outside. And he kept what was going on inside him completely secret. Because he always saw a lot of problems. He avoided problems. So it wasn't a huge problem, but he had something small. Always seen as very big. A problem where there is actually nothing which can be solved immediately. Where you actually also said, yes, wait, there's nothing there. Here, the solution is ready. So from that perspective, but he has really made a mountain out of a molehill here, always saw it as big, and especially also connection. This is yes, wanting to avoid inconveniences again and again. Above all, I clearly see he makes no mistakes. He never did anything wrong. Always you. Blame is directed towards you. You did something wrong. No, it was you, or because of you, this and that doesn't work. Something like that. Again and again in this form because yes, always, he practically, actually, he was talking about himself. When he has problems here and so on, he pushed it away to you, always ran away as well. What I clearly see with him now, because the question itself was, but I always say everything that the cards show here, amen. And it is so that now the question was whether he regrets it, whether he thinks about what he has done again, that he thinks about it, that it comes up again here. I can see that very clearly here. I mean, you can see it for yourselves in the end. As I said, for one, it might fit in, for another, it might not. Then please take it out, because I have with him, either your loved one has started a relationship with someone else, has begun something, but it can also have been a friendship, just a circle of friends, that friends have completely withdrawn him again, or the influence from outside. The outside, as I said, this can really be another woman, another man in a romantic relationship, partnership, which, by the way, is also completely based on lies here, in falsehood. So nothing real, nothing honest, just completely letting oneself be deceived by the surface here. But also family-wise, friendly. So no matter what it's about, always letting oneself be pulled away from the outside. And that is the issue. And this was repeated over and over again. He kept letting himself be drawn into this vortex. Old behavior patterns that I mentioned earlier. So now we have a topic here from a person dear to his heart that really shook him, but really shook him intensely. Because we have the connection if he was with another woman here now. This connection has completely fallen apart again. And above all, what we see here is that it really hit him hard. As I said, it really shook him. It still shakes him. And if it hasn't happened yet, it will definitely come. Because he placed his trust in the wrong direction. That was wrong because he was deceiving himself. He didn't see it. He also didn't want to see things. And here it really pulled him in, because I have this person lying here, by the way, that either it has fallen apart again or will fall apart. This connection with this other person, whether it's a relationship or friendly, familial. Also, these old behavior patterns, by the way, I have here completely in the process of being resolved, because it completely hit him hard. There is either this person went back to an ex or hid something here, cheated. I also have a sexual betrayal here with another person. So that means either this person just used your counterpart here, exploited them. It could also be financially. But I definitely have this possessive attitude. I want to be the center of attention here now. But in the end, yes, actually was two-timing, went back to the ex, or met someone else who was kept secret for a while, because this person lied to the counterpart. And yes, as mentioned, was two-timing. And there was a withdrawal, always this back and forth with the other man. But in the end, chose the connection, the change in the domestic area. It could also be that she went back, moved in with the ex-partner again, or as mentioned, met someone new, because I see this complete change here in the connection, because the person always just takes, yes, always just takes what is fitting and suitable for them. So she actually showed him completely what he himself always did, what was fitting for him, he did. And what fit so well always got the best out of everything. And he was completely confronted with that. It can also be in friendship that he was taken advantage of again, and then simply behind his back, the meetings or things were perhaps arranged and he was completely excluded again. And he has received these blows here completely one-to-one over and over again. That he is now being pushed away here, that he was completely fooled here. And with his good nature and this pulling and so on, that he got one blow after another, because I keep seeing the injury here. Repeatedly being exploited, pressured, taken advantage of financially, or when it comes to help activities here. Can you renovate this? Can you do that? Can you get this? Things like that. As I said, family related, no matter in which area, definitely outside. So, and it completely hit him hard there. But with the people close to his heart, I see the change here because suddenly something clicked. What hasn't happened all these years has now clicked or is slowly starting to click because here, what he hasn't seen all this time is now becoming completely clear to him. What you have given him. What he didn't want to see. This, oh my God, what have I done here? And now we have your heart's market completely in connection, lying in the feelings of guilt. Feelings of guilt, this regret too. What have I actually done? This woman really gave me everything. There was always this warmth, willingness to help. She always had a solution ready. She stood by me, and this warmth, and bam, what came from it. So I'm not saying that he's recalling every single detail of what he did right now. No. But there are always these different moments also where he says, wow. Because now he indeed has a comparison of what happened here. And how much it actually hurts him. And he needed this injury to really feel the pain so that he realizes how much he hurt you. That's where we find his realization now. On the level of consciousness, I have the whole thing, here it lies. As I said, not every single detail, but it keeps coming back like this. This moment where he says, phew, the memory of you, what you actually gave here, how loving, this familial, this warmth, as I said, and repeatedly, how he hurt you. So I really say here we have remorse from him or her. Because he knows, as I said, not honest, coldness, always rejected, and really also deceived you. Above all, never really told you what he truly feels. So he is not doing well at all. But that's his issue. And I say, after this reading, he had to go into this process really hard. He really needed it to wake up, to come to the realization of what was done to him. And I say, yes, he is on the way. We have the change. And that's the thing, as I said, we are in a kind of transitional phase. We have, as mentioned, the change, the conflict, but the conflict is also there. The connection is there, and attraction is very strong because now she feels it too. Because now we are slowly entering the heart opening. As I said, not completely open yet. Here the whole thing, because there's a bit of, I don't know, but it is opening. I have the movement here. Not so big yet, but as I said, we are getting into the movement here. And the conflict, the inner conflict is at work here to be overcome. The conflict, as mentioned, with the recurring theme of behavioral patterns from the past, that he held on to it and kept pushing it away. And there we also come into the responsibility to engage in this commitment. And he was always inflexible there, as I said, clinging to what was always there, his old behavioral patterns. And yet, he wanted to simply avoid responsibility, constantly proving to himself that he never did anything wrong. That's something related to his own issues. Did he always blame you? And now he realizes, hey, wait a minute, because now it's being reflected back to him in a really, really cold way. And I would say multiple times over. But he robs, because now this realization is, wow, what has this woman given me? And above all, it's also wonderful that he is communicating with his heart. And the feelings he always pushed away never showed. Maybe he wasn't honest with you about them. What do you mean maybe? Here I see it very clearly that he wasn't honest with you regarding his feelings. Maybe he only placed it on a sexual level. Or no, it's just friendship, nothing more. But that was like a disguise he kept presenting. And now he is communicating with his heart. And there is that love is now also coming into motion. It is growing more and more because it has always been there and will be intensified again. That is definitely on the way. And I say it is so firm, so straight on the path that it's official, stamp on it. There is no maybe, possibly not, or something like that. No, that's a fact. I have this heart movement here now, this heart opening. And there's nothing more to shake about it after this laying down. So now let's see what else we have here. Okay. It's so fantastic. Please take a look at this. We have the Ten of Cups. Belonging is shown. That's it. The conflict is overcome. Now it really goes into the connection, because into the reconciliation as well. And towards this approach where it's still struggling a bit, but my beloved person feels the belonging to you, to love, and is also sad about it. We have the sadness in him. Lonely too, it says here again. And this chaos clarity comes in because he actually knows with you that he has found his home. And that's where he actually wanted to go all along, but never wanted to see. Because the connection between the two of you is shown the togetherness. And he knows that with you there is actually an absolutely good foundation for a shared future. This consistency is also shown. So now we have the Wheel of Fortune. The time is ripe now. It is here now. And as I said earlier, everything was meant to happen this way because there are unresolved problems that have dragged on for quite some time. But he or she is now in the process of overcoming them. Above all, the most important thing is to come into complete purity and harmony with oneself. We have a turning point, another change. And yes, he is breaking out of it now because he himself realizes, wow, no, it can't continue like this here. And he feels that something has gone terribly wrong here and that he has really hurt you. Dear ones, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching and wish you a wonderfully beautiful rest of the day. Goodbye.